Satisfaction is not merely the joy that an intelligent man comes to enjoy when he carefully studies and masters Vedanta. According to Krishna, the satisfied contentment which a true yogi comes to experience is much superior to the thrill joys experienced in all intense studies. The knowledge gained through study is indicated here by the term jnana, and the first-hand experience gained by the seeker of the self in himself is called the knowledge of direct perception, which is termed here in the Gita vocabulary as Vijnana.
Vijnana, okay, here. So we have two words, Gyan and Vijnan. So he's telling you that what it means. So Gyan, in English language, if you have to translate, he has used the word knowledge and wisdom. So here, let's have this small discussion here. What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Anybody wants to elaborate?
Wisdom is your best judgment based on the prudence.
Yes. So it comes because you have experienced it now. It's become your own.
Yes.
Right? You're not just repeating what the book is saying. It's like you own it now.
Yes.
Right? Because it can come from experience, it can come from contemplation, it can come from all these things. So in Sanskrit they use a jnana or vigyan. हम लोग विज्ञान मतलब साइंस बोलते हैं, मगर यहाँ पर विशेष ज्ञान उसका.
I mean, you have come to a stage where you can take a valid decision, which will be contemporary, which will be liked, and which will be most appropriate.
Yes, so most appropriate.
That is wisdom.
So here another way he is explaining is that Gyan is when I read the book, right? Vigyan is when it becomes my own. So मेरे को experience हो गया उसका. एक तो technique बोली है उसने selfless.
One we say just read, and one we say read between the lines.
Yes.
So
read
that's,
and understand.
I think
Wisdom is that
in practice automatically is coming to you.
When you experience it, that's in this Vedantic language when you experience it. तो एक तो हो गया कि भाई मैंने जैसे selfless service का मेरे को technique मालूम है. करो 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 अब मैं जाके कर रही हूँ और उसका मुझे रिजल्ट मिल गया, तब मेरे को फिर विज्ञान हो गया कि मतलब एक तो कही बात और दूसरे मैंने अपना एक्सपेरिमेंट करके पूरा तसल्ली करके अब वो मैं एकदम डंके की चोट पे उसको कह सकती हूँ. That's what it is विज्ञान. So that's what he's talking about. So he's talking about in this context कि भाई वो pair of opposite के एकदम उसको एक्सपीरियंस हो गया उसका.
Unchanging, immutable,
Kutastha. Kutastha is like it'll tell you anvil बोलते हैं जिसको जिसमें वो जो पुराने जमाने में वो अभी करते हैं वो
निहाई जिसको बोलते हैं
जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको
with hammering it
iron को
yes it is shaped.
हाँ
it is
तो
shaped.
वो लोहार और सुनार और ये सब
निहाई
रखते
बोलते हैं
थे.
उसको.
There is some kind of a big thing
Yes.
and then they उसको shape देते थे पीट के.
Yes.
तो anvil is that one जो उसका बेस होता है which doesn't change. Anything unchanging is well kutastha जो हमेशा वैसा ही रहे. तो वो वैसा का वैसा ही रहता है लेकिन उसके ऊपर जो कुछ करना होता है then that thing takes other shape. See what I'm trying to say?
हाँ.
किसी
जैसे मीनाकारी करनी है
और
कोई
जैसा
चीज के ऊपर.
तो वो चटनी पीसते थे ना वो पुराने जमाने में.
हाँ.
तो वो पत्थर is like a kutastha.
हाँ.
And चटनी को पीस दिया तो that
सिलबट्टा जिसको बोलते हैं.
हाँ सिलबट्टा. तो ये कुटस्थ anvil से आया. It will explain.
This is the term used for the eternal self. Its expressiveness becomes apparent when we understand that the term kuta, is it kuta? In
Kuta,
Sanskrit
kuta.
means the anvil. The anvil is that upon which the blacksmith places his red hot iron bits and hammers them into the required shapes. In spite of the hammerings, nothing happens to the anvil. The anvil resists all modifications and change, but allows all other things to get change upon it. Thus the term kutastha means that which remains anvil-like, and though itself suffers no change, it makes others change.
So now everybody understood why he's talking about kutastha. So the person's mind becomes like that.
Yeah.
उसको किसी चीज का असर नहीं होता है, but he is literally capable of changing other people. और उसको कुछ नहीं होता. That's what it. तब वो कुटस्थ हो गया.
He is a saint and has the full-blown fragrance of perfection, who has sought and discovered a perfect contentment which arises out of this subjective experience of what the Shastra says and has come in contact with the self that changes not. And such a saint becomes tranquil and a master of equal vision in all conditions of life. To him, a coal of mud,
Clod of
a
mud.
clod of mud, a precious stone, and costly gold are all the same. This equanimity of mind in profit and loss, at the acquisition of precious things or at the presentation of mere filth, is the very test to show that the individual has spiritually evolved and that to him no gain can bring any extra joy or any loss, any sorrow.
So before we go, so he's saying that to him a clod of mud or the precious stone and gold are the same. So we should not take it in a wrong context, because then we will think that he's not like a fool. He knows. For worldly transactions, he may use that. He knows that gold ka kya value hai. But one of the Swamis from Chinmaya Mission, he explained it very well. He gives correct value to it. हम लोग की तरह नहीं कि उसको कुछ unnecessary value देना शुरू कर दिया. You know, कि oh, if I have so much money, I'll be so happy, or something silly like that. Because happiness has nothing to do with what you got.
Yeah.
There's a state of mind that somebody can have it without having anything, and or somebody can be a billionaire and can be kind of totally depressed, right? So we should take it in the correct context, and he's going to explain it in the next paragraph that what he means by that. It is like that vivek or that discrimination he has for unreal and real. You know, that's what it is. So we should not take this in the wrong context. Yes.
In my dream, I earned a lot of wealth, but ere I enjoyed it fully, I woke up to my waking state, poverty. In my destitution, when I am suffering the pangs of hunger, I will not feel, in any sense of the term, consoled by the thought that I was rich in my dream, and that in my dream bank I had my dream riches in its dream vaults. Similarly to a master who has gained perfection and transcended the world of the mind and intellect, and achieved the true awakening of the soul, thereafter a lump of earth, a piece of gold, or a precious stone of this world are all equally futile things. They cannot add even a jot of extra joy or pain unto him. He has become the sole proprietor of bliss absolute. To Kubera, the treasure of the heavens, a kingdom on the globe is no profit and has no power to make him dance in ecstasy.
So he's just saying that he's got such a high state that the worldly things are not going to affect him. कोई है तो भी ठीक है, नहीं है तो भी ठीक है, तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हम लोग को बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, right? We get totally
We haven't attained yet.
Yeah, but so he's talking about that state in here.
So, right.
Any other discussion or anything before we go to Mandukya on this particular thing? Next time. Let's do the Shanti part together. This is the Shanti part of Mandukya.
For that, one thing I would like to know from you.
Yeah.
What is the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita? How it concludes? With what sermon, with what surmise, what
So
occasion?
I think that the way kind of I learned was that chapter 2 and chapter 18 is the last chapter. They both are summary of Gita. So chapter 2 is like an anticipation. जो आने वाला है उन्होंने डिटेल में सब कुछ बोला. तो जैसे मैंने बताया चैप्टर 2 में ही कवर्ड एवरीथिंग. ही कवर्ड कर्म योगा, भक्ति योगा, ज्ञान योगा, सब कुछ कवर कर लिया उन्होंने. फिर अर्जुन को क्वेश्चंस आए तो वो पूछता गया. देन ही ओपनड अप ईच वन, एंड बाय द टाइम ही रीच चैप्टर 18 उन्होंने उनको जो कहना था वो सब कह दिया. बट देन ही फाइन ट्यून्ड इट. इट्स समथिंग लाइक now I became PhD, and now I did a postdoc, and now I'm a professor, but I still go to conferences to polish my skill, whatever, understanding. So to me, that's what he did in chapter 18. तो उन्होंने जैसे उन्होंने पॉलिश किया चीज़ों को, जैसे कि अपनी ड्यूटी के बारे में उन्होंने बोला. There were few verses, things like your own duty is better for you to do even if it has demerit in it. Things like that उन्होंने बोला. Because हम लोग को किसी और का काम बहुत अच्छा लगता है. And West में तो बीमारी है, oh, I hate my job. So it's like, no, whatever has fallen into your plate in your life, accept it and do it, and from that point you can reach the highest. So, and then he talks about this mode where when you do your duty with Ishwar Arpan karke vagara, there are some tips he gives, you can reach the highest by just wherever you are, bloom where you are.
By surrender.
So this Mahabharata war lasted for 18 days, as I learned.
That's right.
So these chapters are related to each day, or
No.
they were all done before that?
This was before the war happened. It just so happened, as because I in my Chinmaya mission, my class is 10th grade, so I was telling them that it is so interesting that, like you said, 18 chapters हैं, 18 days war चला, और महाभारत में भी 18 खंड हैं, right?
Yes.
And in America, the 18 is a very important age.
Yeah.
So you become adult.
Yeah.
So there's something about 18.
8 plus 1 is 9. 9 is the highest number.
Yes, that's another thing. So वैसे वो 18 chapter का उनसे वैसे कोई संबंध नहीं है 18 days war में. It is just so happened to be, because maybe some 18 is a very important, So chapter 18 is one of my favorite too, because, and then that's where Arjun, somewhere in between, maybe towards the end, says, I understood, Krishna Bhagwan, what you're saying. My memory has come back, and I'm going to do as you're saying, and he picks up his bow. So, उसको पूरी गीता पूरी अच्छे तरह से समझ में आ गई, And then उसके बाद उसमें ये भी बताया है कि कृष्ण भगवान ने कहा कि गीता किसको बतानी चाहिए, किसको नहीं बतानी चाहिए. People who are interested in it, who do service and those kind of things. Otherwise, it will not stick. But the way Chinmayanand ji interprets is that अगर मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रही है, then I got to go and do a little more selfless service. फिर आके if I study, I'll understand more.
Is it true that I heard somewhere that all 18 chapters were not really produced by Krishna? There's not enough time. Is that with time people kept on adding more details? No.
That's not what we think. Most of the people, they think that this is word by word exactly what he said, because these things are revealed to people in meditation, and it has been verified. बोलते ना एक साइंस में एक डिस्कवरी होती है, फिर other people have to verify. So this is literally, you can, because it is sung in a musical form, you cannot change even one visarg in one bindi, you cannot change, it will fall apart. It is that tightly packed, So I think whatever you have heard, I don't know. It's
Also,
just
I
rumors.
actually heard that when he spoke, the time stood still. And actually, to the field there, everything was like silence.
Yeah, all those theories are there,
You
because
start the
कोई
time.
कह रहा था कि वो इतना 3 घंटे लगेंगे उसको बोलने में, तो क्या, पर then उनके जो rules होते थे वो different होते थे ना. आज के थोड़े पीछे से वार कर रहे थे, थोड़ी
No,
होता
but they were
था.
ready
वो तो
to-
declare करके
नहीं, वो
time
तो
zone.
किया उन्होंने.
हाँ?
पीछे से वार तो
बाद
नहीं
में-
किया.
That happened too.
Later.
That happened
That
too.
was, they were ready to do that.
No, that happened later.
Not during that time when he was giving Upadesh.
That was
No, because what I read or I heard in that one Gita I was hearing, that when he started to speak, then Shiv comes up and says he stopped his samadhi. Yeah, Because but today he's that going sounds like to. a story. Yeah, it's a story. It sounds like a No, but that's the way the whole.
okay. This is
Gita
what the way
And-
we are explained
and
is.
he made the time freeze, and then gave the sermon.
See, Gita is more real, like this, a real thing. That adds just mysticism to it.
I mean, the way I look at it, to me, the best thing is we pick up the Bhagavad Gita, we take a commentary of some person that you respect, and just go from beginning to end,
Yeah.
and don't worry about all these frills that you
Right.
hear from this,
Right.
and slowly it kind of sinks into you, and then it becomes Gyan Vigyan.
Right.
But if you start going here, there, and all, then you'll get into big trouble.
Yeah,
because
it's unnecessary studying.
unnecessarily, and it can get a lot of confusion too, So
It is for you, your personal
Yeah.
improvement.
So let's do this Mandukya.
Manduk.
Shantipad. Om Bhadram Karne Shrunyam Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshapirya Chatraha Stire Range Sushtuvagam Sastanubhi Yashem Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Staksharyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Bruhaspati Dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So since we have two new people today, so if you have not heard what Mandukya is, I can just in few sentences tell you so it'll be easier. So Mandukya Upanishad is the one of the smallest one, but the most powerful one, very popular one. And it talks about Om. So Om is, according to description, Om is a symbol of that Brahman, their ultimate reality. So that's what Om is. And then the way it approaches that is, it goes by what we experience in 24 hours.
It will be appropriate to mention about Vedas and Upanishads and Gita's connection to.
So connection is that Vedas, so sabko pata hai ki those are the scriptures, and we have 4 Vedas. So Vedas mein the bulk of Veda is more like glorifying nature, God and all, and then how to satisfy the worldly desires. That's what bulk of it is. Towards the end comes the Upanishad, and Upanishad are like a question answer between like a student and teacher.
I'll correct you here. Vedas have all that knowledge. It's not like Gita, Upanishad, everything came from Vedas.
I didn't finish yet because I'm coming to the end of Veda. So the Upanishads are the last part of Veda, and it's called
Are they part
Vedanta.
of Veda or they are different things?
No, they are part of 100% part of Vedas, but it comes at the end. And the reason it says Vedant, so the actual word meaning end of Veda, but that's not what it means. It means ki final conclusion, nirnay.
So is
Uska nirnay
Vedant
kya hai?
same as Upanishad?
Huh?
Is Vedant same as
No.
Upanishad?
हाँ वेदांत is same as Upanishad. Vedant is same as Upanishad. So it's like उसका जो final conclusion है कि भाई तुमने अपना thesis डाली, तुमने 4, 5 साल, 10 साल काम किया, उसके बाद उसका निर्णय क्या हुआ?
But
That's
I
what.
thought that Upanishad is done by these various rishis as a research. So
No.
Like some rishis.
Yes, that's true in a way.
So that means it has to come outside the Veda because
No.
he was doing research on Veda and then he decided to do this way.
No, it is 100% part of the Veda. So Upanishad are part of Veda, but Upanishad is not entire Veda. It is just at the end.
Upanishads, like Vedas, were all these rishis after their meditation and everything. It was revealed to them.
Right.
And then Upanishad were the question answer session between the gurus and the shishya. When they were asking question about these Vedas, then how they explained them. So that explanation of Vedas is Upanishad.
So the reason it's called Vedant is वो final knowledge क्या है उसका, बस उसके बाद कुछ भी नहीं है, मिल गया, मेरा जो काम पूरा हो गया, kind of thing. That's why it's called Vedant. So Upanishad 4 जो Vedas हैं उसके different, there are 108 Upanishads actually, and some of each one has certain ones, and now I forgot that ये Mandukya कौन से वाले में आता है, but it's one of the Vedas only. And like she's explained that it is it's like the student ने ना सब कुछ पढ़ लिया है, उसको विज्ञान नहीं हुआ है अभी, ज्ञान मिल गया उसको, तो वो जाता है अपने टीचर के पास और क्वेश्चन पूछता है, and it teacher approaches from different angles.
So is this done by one teacher or multiple teachers?
It's all confusing because they did not have copyright in those days. Some Upanishads are very clear what is a conversation, like Nachiketa and this one, Kathopanishad, we know.
Right.
And some are they don't even know.
So this one is multiple of rishis or?
No. Usually it is only one rishi who's answering, and there are only 12 mantras. And the reason Mandukya has so much significance because it takes the experience of everyday life of everybody, and then it takes you to Brahman. So like, what experience do I have every day? I am awake, then I fall asleep, and when I fall asleep, there is a period when then I dream, and then there is a period of deep sleep.
Right.
So we have those 3 states. So Mandukya Upanishad takes you that, hey, those 3 states are there, and then there is something there in all 3 states that does not change. Kutastha हमने बोला ना, पढ़ा ना अभी, that unchanging reality is Brahman.
So why is it called Mandukya?
Because I think that there is a kind of a strange explanation. Nobody kind of knows, but some of the people have interpreted it. कि इसे कि जैसे कि वो Mandukya means frog, मेंढक. तो बोलते हैं कि मेंढक जो है ना वो टर 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 करता है और बड़ी कर्कश सी आवाज होती है लेकिन वो उसका सिग्निफिकेंस भी बहुत है. वी नो कि रेन आने वाली है वगैरह वगैरह, कुछ का कुछ साइंटिफिक कनेक्शन है जब वो जोर से टर्राता है ना. So ये मांडुक्या, it's like very dry and all it seems, but it has a lot of significance. From there it has come. So it's not a name of a rishi.
Real rishi.
Yeah, it's not a name of a rishi. Like some of them, like there's something like Ishavasya Upanishad. They took the first verse and they made it into the name.
Right.
Ishavasya means उसका वस्त्र, जैसे वस्त्र पूरा परवेड किया, जैसे छा गया है. The Brahman is like a pervading everything. That's called Ishavasya. Like that it's come, you know. So that's where the Mandukya has come. So basically it talked about the 3 states. When it says something that doesn't change, and they call it Turiya. Turiya means 4th. The actual translation means 4th. It doesn't mean that 4th state. It means that it pervades in all 3. That's what it means. And then Om ka wo, if you see the symbol, उसमें 3 lines हैं. So they say एक line है जागृत अवस्था, दूसरी है स्वप्न और तीसरी deep sleep.
Ah, I see.
And the Brahman is separate up there,
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So and then it tells you the sadhana, that when you're doing Om, it's made of 3 letters, U and Ma. So is Jagrat Avastha. And we know जब हम लोग बोलते हैं तो it just you wake up, right? फिर वो U is स्वप्न अवस्था, उसको narrow कर दिया तुमने अपने consciousness को, तो फिर वो स्वप्न अवस्था हो गई. और जब बोलते हैं एकदम म, तो वो merge हो जाता है सब, like we become calm and it's so deep sleep. So they talked about sadhana, how to do this and all that. So that's what Mandukya Upanishad is. But because it's only 12 mantras, so somebody can say, अजी मैंने तो 12 मंत्र पढ़ लिया, मेरे को मांडुक्य मालूम पड़ गया. No, it doesn't happen that way. So there is one God Padji. God Padji वो शंकराचार्य जी का नाम सुना होगा ना? 12th century में जो 12th में आए थे, 8th में आए थे. 8th में, या 7th 8th में. तो शंकराचार्य जी के जो दादा गुरु थे, उनका नाम है गौड़पाद जी. उन्होंने कमेंट्री लिखी मांडुक्य पे. It's called Karika. So now everybody who studies Mandukya always studies the Karika, because he opened it up. He did a lot of commentary. He went very deep into each, because these Upanishads and even Bhagavad Gita is like a power pack thing. Oh, I forgot to put the connection of Bhagavad Gita to the Upanishad. So then now you understood what Upanishad is, that it's the last part and it's the most significant and all that. That's why it's got itna mahatva hai. So now what Krishna Bhagwan did, he took all 108 Upanishads and he took out the best part from there, condensed it for a common man, not for a rishi who's sitting meditating in the thing. So he picked Arjun because he was like as common man as it can be. He was married, he had children, he had a job, he had every day he had to go out there and get beaten, whatever, like all of us have this problem. And then he told him Gita. So that's why it's so significant. So it is for all of us. So wo double essence ho gaya. Upanishad is the essence of Vedas, and Bhagavad Gita is essence of Upanishads.
Essence of Upanishads for the Grasta guy.
Yes, for actually everybody.
Grasta guy, not for the sadhu guy.
For him also. So what I'm trying to say is that this is for everybody. You can
this is orange juice.
This is very simplified form that everybody can understand if they sit down and read it. Yeah. It's very hard to, if you sit down and read Vedas, you won't understand anything. Yeah. Upanishads are a little better, but Gita is so simple that everybody can understand.
Right. I think that's he brought it to, and then there were another thing that happened, which we all know, which happens every age, that misunderstanding happens. So Arjuna also had a lot of confusion. Arjuna was a very learned man, because in those days they taught them Vedas.
Yeah.
But interpretation was all wrong. So Krishna Bhagwan, for example, Krishna Bhagwan talks about what is a sannyasi. We think that sannyasi means जिस घर बार छोड़ के भाग गया जो वहाँ पर हिमालय पे बैठा है. He said no. Sannyasi is the one who does not get swayed with a pair of opposites. So you can be sannyasi sitting in your own house, married with 5 children. You can be a sannyasi if you read that state. So he gave different definition of things. So that's what happened in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, in SRF, one of the gurus is self-realized, but he was a grasti.
There are many in India. में तो कितने saints हैं?
He was a grasti. He had children and wife, and he stayed in the house. He didn't go away.
I mean, Kabir ji was a julaha, and he stayed as a julaha. उसको हमेशा उनका picture वही दिखाते हैं करते हुए. And then Guru Nanak ji was a grihastha, and he was a businessman.
तो गृहस्थ सन्यासी को तो सर्वश्रेष्ठ माना गया है, क्योंकि गृहस्थी में रह करके हम सन्यास धर्म अपना रहे हैं. दैट मीन्स हमारा बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट है हमारा.
Yeah, or actually, what you said is
actually,
very
I
true.
heard even in San Diego, there's a lady called Sharda Ma. She's a Raman Maharshi's disciple.
I think
And
you were
वो
talking about
अपने गृहस्थ में वो एकदम realized है.
Yeah, but
And
that's
her main
where
thing
there
is
are a
just
lot of
samadhi.
conflicting pulls and pushes. You have kids, then you have to make sure they are doing all right, they are fed.
But that's why Krishna Bhagwan said no कि जो उसमें establish हो जाता है, he will be.
But so he has to go out and make a living, right? He cannot just sit home and say, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
No,
happy
no,
if I
no.
don't have money.
He do everything, but he is still like, you know, जैसे हम बात करते हैं कि he just give all the decisions to, he's connected with that superpower, he's getting all that guidance through that, he's realized soul. So instead of making, like we make decisions, we think like we are making decisions, but our decisions have limited power. But when you are self-realized, you are getting all those decisions done for you.
No, I'll give you an
God doesn't
example.
have time to make decisions.
No,
Everybody.
No, I
this is-
think,
I went through that. Till the age of 56, I had that, what you are talking about. But then when I got this dream, everything happened for me. I mean, I go to my boss and I say, I want to go to India to open the market. He says, nobody is going to buy there. I go there. Everybody who bought was Ramakrishna's disciple. And I was able to go every 6 months there and go to all these ashrams and everything. And I was sleeping 3 hours a night and I was totally charged. I could understand everything. So everything happened. So
Yeah, but that will happen when
I
you
could find
realize or
any
not
excuse.
realize, right? God
No,
is
no,
not
but
going to support or benefit
yeah,
especially one person.
it gives you the wisdom to support. In other words, what happens is when you really shut off your logical and spiritual mind, try doing for a
get
week.
less worried.
intellect.
You get
No,
less
try
worried.
doing for a week and see what happens.
You get directions.
Outside people won't know.
Surrender.
Outside people will not
I'm
know.
honestly
You got
working
that,
on this.
Yeah, you get direction.
But
That's
just
what
now 4 conversations are going.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We gotta
Anyway,
do
we
one
can come back to
conversation.
No.
All I have to say is, if you study Vedanta systematically, the clarity will come. It's not going to come in one class. It doesn't. So we have to just be patient
Yeah.
and just keep at it, and you will see how things will open up in your own mind. You will understand
No,
that.
but his point is very common. It's like everybody is worried about paying tuition for their kids, living in a house. How will we survive?
It's something like this.
You have layoffs.
Okay,
you
let
have
me give you an
everything.
example,
Yeah.
because I love to learn from example.
Yeah.
Suppose you are an ambassador for America and you go to India. Do you have to worry about where you're going to stay? Who's doing that for
Yeah,
you?
somebody will do it.
That's what universal thing is.
Yeah.
If you become the instrument of the higher, you will never have to worry about the lower things. It's like it just will come to you. You will be shocked that कहाँ से help आती है. Like I went to Swami Rama Institute, right? उनके disciples ने मुझे बताया कि वो it started maybe 20-25 years ago. I don't know exactly. Swami Rama उन दिनों जब गए वहाँ पे, तो he just walked through the jungle and he said, यहाँ मेरा कॉलेज होगा, यहाँ पर यूनिवर्सिटी होगी. एंड दे थॉट पागल है क्या ये, कहाँ जंगल में लेके आ रहा है बोला यहाँ मजाक है, ऐसे हो जाएगा. आज वहाँ पर यूनिवर्सिटी भी खड़ी है, वहाँ पे मेडिकल स्कूल.
Prabhupada had the same.
Yes.
Prabhupada when he came.
So when you are in that state, the universe literally working.
They are helping you.
Paramahansa Yogananda, where their headquarters is, he saw that building in
He saw
dream.
in vision, in his
Yeah.
vision.
He in his meditation, he saw that building, And when they were buying it, they said, oh, this is the place. This is going to be our headquarters. And they had no money. This was the resort used by movie stars, and this is on sale. And how a person who doesn't have any money can buy that place? But he said, we are going to buy this. This is going to be our
So when you do literally selfless service also in the world, things start coming to you so much, and I think we just have to have that faith.
This
with that,
Maya
let's go back to
Janjal,
this.
This Maya Janjal is like this, that we think we are doing everything.
The ego comes in.
We think like, if I don't work, my children can't go to school. They can't afford this big house or something. But if you surrender, everything is going to happen, because we have that mental power, physical power, everything. The only difference is we think we are doing it. When we surrender and we think somebody else is doing it, we are just the instrument. That's the only difference we have to make.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to do it.
No, but you don't have to do. You have to try and then see what happens. Try a week. And I know you may say, well, if I don't do this, then what will happen?
But we have to have a proper understanding, and that's where all these Bhagavad Gita and all help us. And we talked about that, I think, in the previous, that how it's just like a guiding system, because when it's like those people have done it, and now they are telling you the way. If you go on your own, you will just
You'll get lost
some
and
ditch.
Everybody
Yes.
won't understand it.
So,
we are all at different stages of evolution, and same thing you can understand better than him, or he can understand better than you, because we are at different stage of
Right.
I think for my 2 cents worth is, do systematic studies, all your questions will get answered. But if you can't get all the answers in one day, you cannot.
No, but another thing I'll point out what Sthaneshwar talked about when we were at his house, that he said he had these experiences. He tells the class that unless you have that experience, you will not understand. But the reason I'm telling you that this is possible.
Yeah, ज्ञान विज्ञान हो गया ना, फिर वही बात है.
So, but the point is, some of that is triggered. It's not that you initiate it. So that's where the God's grace comes in.
I think that if you become a good patra, then the things start coming to you.
Right.
So then our job
Or
is
it
to
will make
purify
you
our
good
mind.
patra. Like you will say Mara, 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 and it will become Ram.
You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Okay, let's go to our Mandukya. This discussion will never end. So we were, since we are in the middle of the class, so I cannot explain
Good
everything, but we'll
teacher.
see. I gotta do that, otherwise
I know.
it will become just.
But so much fun.
Yeah. So let me do the Sanskrit. Graho na tatra no sargah.
Graho na tatra no sargah.
Chinta yatra na vidyate.
Chitrayatana vidyate.
Atma sanstham tada jnanam.
Atma sanstam sada jnanam.
Jati samtam gatam. Sorry, I do it again. Ajati samtam gatam.
Ajati samtam gatam.
So just to make a little connection, so whoever came not completely lost, and you were not here last time too. It's talking about the nature of Brahman here. So first, because the way Brahman is, it is like you cannot explain it, you cannot think about it. It's all those problems are there. So it's an indicative definition. Indicative definition is, for worldly example, it could be like, I went to Niagara Falls and I saw it, and now I'm trying to explain Joe what it is. So how I'll describe, there's so much water and it falls like this, and when I stand under it, the power is like that. That's the only way I cannot make you. Then in the end, I will say, you go and experience it yourself. Right. So indicative is when I'm indicating. Right. That's what the Rishi Munis are doing, because they have experienced the final and now they are indicating. So first he's talking about what Brahman is not. So he's saying it's not the body, not the intellect, not this, not the worldly things. And then he says what it is. It's homogeneous, it is kutastha, all those things, kind of thing. So we were going through all the definition, and last time he mentioned few things, and now in this one he goes further in it. That's what it is. So who has the book? Oh, wait, are you going to rush it?
Yeah, Shireen has the book.
Okay, Shireen can read it. And then when she comes.